Smart English Studio.
Have you ever heard someone say, you should drop by sometime, and suddenly you didn't know what to do?
Does it mean today? Does it mean next week? Does it mean they really want you to visit, or are they just being polite?
This is why social phrasal verbs can be tricky.
Textbooks may teach you the meaning of drop by, come over, run into, or catch up, but they don't always explain the social feeling behind the words.
Today, we are going to practice natural English for social situations.
You will hear a real conversation between Eva and Daniel about casual invitations, meeting friends, visiting someone's house, running into people by accident, and understanding what people really mean.
And while we talk, we'll explain useful phrasal verbs like drop by, pop in, come over, hang out, meet up, run into, catch up, show up, turn up, ask over, stay over, pick up, and drop off.
This lesson will help you understand not only the words, but also the social rules behind them.
So listen carefully, repeat useful phrases, and think about this question. Have you ever misunderstood an invitation in English?
Let's begin.
Daniel, I have a question for you. Yesterday, my neighbor said, you should drop by sometime. And I smiled and said, yes, that would be lovely. But then I walked away thinking, wait, does she actually want me to visit?
That is such a real English problem.
Exactly. I know the words drop by, but I'm not always sure what the person really means.
That's because drop by is not just vocabulary, it's also social context.
Good phrase, social context. That means the situation around the words. Who is speaking, how close you are, their tone, and what is normal in that culture.
Exactly. Drop by means to visit someone for a short time, usually without a very formal plan.
So, if someone says, drop by sometime, does it mean I should go to their house today?
Usually, no.
Good, that's a relief.
If someone says you should drop by sometime, it often means it would be nice to see you one day, but it is not always a specific invitation.
So, it's friendly, but not a fixed plan.
Exactly. That phrase is important. It's friendly, but not a fixed plan.
Let's repeat that. Drop by sometime is friendly, but not always a fixed plan.
Yes. If you want to accept politely, you can say, that would be lovely. Let me know when works for you.
That's a very useful answer.
Or, I'd love to. Maybe we can arrange a day.
So, instead of just appearing at their door, I should suggest arranging a time.
Exactly. In many situations, especially in the UK, it's safer to arrange a time first.
That is important, because drop by sounds casual, but people may still expect some warning.
Yes, dropping by without warning can feel friendly in some relationships, but awkward in others.
So, if I'm very close to the person, maybe it's okay.
Maybe, but if it's a neighbor, colleague, or new friend, I would check first.
Useful phrase, I would check first.
Yes. For example, is it okay if I drop by later? Or would it be all right if I popped in for a few minutes?
You said popped in. Is that the same as drop by?
Very similar. Pop in means to visit quickly or enter somewhere for a short time.
And it sounds very British, doesn't it?
Yes, pop in is very common in British English.
So I can say, I'll pop in after work, meaning I'll come for a short visit.
Exactly. Or, I just popped in to say hello.
That sounds casual and friendly.
Yes, but again, context matters. If you say, I'll pop in later, the person may expect you later that day. If you say, pop in sometime, it's more general.
So later is more specific and sometime is very open.
Exactly.
Let's make a mini dialogue.
Good idea.
You should drop by sometime.
That would be lovely. Maybe we can arrange a day next week?
Perfect. That sounds polite and natural.
Yes, you show interest, but you don't arrive unexpectedly.
Very important.
Now let's compare drop by with come over.
Good. I hear come over a lot in films and podcasts.
Come over usually means to come to someone's home.
So if I say, do you want to come over tonight? I'm inviting you to my house.
Exactly. Come over is more direct than drop by. It usually sounds like a real invitation.
So drop by sometime is casual and open, but come over tonight is specific.
Yes, that's a useful comparison.
Let's give examples.
Why don't you come over for dinner on Friday?
That is a clear invitation.
Feel free to drop by sometime.
That is friendly, but not a fixed plan.
Exactly.
What if someone says, you should come over sometime?
That is in the middle. It sounds warmer than drop by sometime, but it still needs a date.
So I can say, I'd love to. When would be a good time?
Perfect.
That phrase is very useful. When would be a good time?
Yes, it gently turns a general invitation into a real plan.
Let's talk about hang out.
Ah, yes, very common.
Hang out means spend time together casually, right?
Exactly. It doesn't sound formal. You can hang out with friends, classmates, colleagues, or family.
For example, do you want to hang out this weekend?
Yes, that means spend time together, maybe at home, in a cafe, in the park, or somewhere relaxed.
So hang out is less formal than meet.
Yes, meet can be neutral or formal. Hang out sounds friendly and casual.
Can adults say hang out, or is it only for teenagers?
Adults can absolutely say it, especially in casual situations.
Good to know. But if you're writing a formal email, don't say, would you like to hang out for a business meeting?
No?
No.
No.
What should we say instead?
You can say, would you like to meet, or would you be available for a meeting?
So hang out is social, not professional.
Exactly.
What about meet up?
Meet up means meet someone, usually by arrangement.
So let's meet up for coffee means let's arrange a time and place.
Yes, it's casual but more planned than run into or drop by.
Good. So we have come over, come to someone's home, hang out, spend time casually, meet up, meet by arrangement, drop by, visit briefly, often casually.
Exactly. That's a very useful group.
Let's create a social situation. Imagine I saw an old friend online and I want to suggest meeting.
Okay.
I could say, it would be lovely to catch up sometime.
Yes, catch up is another important phrasal verb.
Catch up means talk to someone after not seeing them for a while, right?
Exactly. If you haven't seen someone for months, you might say, we should catch up soon.
Does catch up soon mean a real plan?
Not always. It can be genuine, but it is still general.
So again, if I want to make it real, I should say something like, that would be lovely. Are you free next week?
Perfect.
This is the key, isn't it? English has many friendly phrases that are not complete plans.
Exactly. We should catch up, drop by sometime, let's hang out soon, we should get coffee. All of these can be friendly ideas, but you need a time and place to make them real.
That is so important for learners.
Yes, otherwise you might wait and think, why didn't they invite me properly?
Or you might arrive at their house at the wrong moment.
Please don't do that.
Let's talk about run into.
Great. Run into means to meet someone by chance, without planning it.
So it doesn't mean physically running into them.
Usually, no. If I say I ran into Sarah yesterday, it means I met Sarah unexpectedly.
Where did you run into her?
At the supermarket.
That sounds natural. I ran into Sarah at the supermarket.
Yes, it means I didn't plan to meet her. It just happened.
Can I say I met her by accident?
You can, but I ran into Sarah sounds more natural in everyday conversation.
Good to know. So run into is very useful for stories.
Exactly. For example, I ran into an old friend on the train, or guess who I ran into today?
That's a great phrase. Guess who I ran into today?
It's perfect for starting a story.
Let's make a little conversation.
Okay.
Guess who I ran into today?
Who?
I ran into Mia at the cafe.
Really? I haven't seen her for ages.
We had a quick chat and decided to catch up properly next week.
Very natural. You used ran into, had a quick chat, and catch up properly.
What does catch up properly mean?
It means to have a real conversation, not just a quick hello.
So, if I see someone quickly in a shop, I might say, "It was lovely to see you. We should catch up properly soon."
Exactly.
Again, if you really want to do it, add a plan.
Yes. Are you free next Saturday? Makes it real.
Let's talk about show up.
Show up means to arrive or appear somewhere.
For example, he showed up late.
Yes, or she didn't show up.
That means she didn't come.
Exactly.
Is show up neutral?
It can be neutral, but it often has a feeling. If someone shows up late or doesn't show up, it can sound a little negative.
So if I say he showed up an hour late, I probably wasn't happy.
Exactly.
What about turn up?
Turn up also means arrive or appear. It's very common in British English.
For example, he turned up late.
Yes. Or she turned up at the party with flowers.
Can turn up mean arrive unexpectedly?
Yes, if someone says he just turned up at my house, it means he arrived maybe without much warning.
That can be nice or awkward.
Exactly. It depends on the person and the situation.
Let's make a funny situation. Imagine someone says, "Drop by sometime," and the next morning I turn up at their house at 8 a.m.
That would be bold.
Bold means brave, but maybe too brave.
Exactly. In this case, maybe too brave.
So better to text first. Is now a good time?
Yes, that phrase can save you from awkward situations.
Very useful phrase. Is now a good time?
Or, would it be okay if I popped in later?
That sounds polite.
Yes.
Now let's talk about ask over.
Ask someone over means invite someone to your home.
For example, we asked our neighbors over for dinner.
Exactly. Or she asked me over for coffee.
So ask over is about inviting someone to your place.
Yes, it's friendly and home-based.
Home-based. Nice phrase.
Thank you.
What about stay over?
Stay over means sleep at someone's house for the night.
For example, my friend stayed over on Saturday.
Yes, or can I stay over tonight?
This is useful for friends, family, travel, and children's sleepovers.
Exactly.
A sleepover is when someone, often a child or teenager, sleeps at a friend's house.
Yes, but adults can stay over too, especially after visiting family or friends.
Good. Let's talk about pick up and drop off.
These are very useful in social life.
Pick someone up means collect someone by car or from a place.
For example, I'll pick you up at 7.
And drop someone off means take someone somewhere and leave them there.
For example, I'll drop you off at the station.
So if Daniel is driving, he can say, "I'll pick you up at 7 and drop you off after the party."
Exactly. Very natural.
These phrasal verbs are essential for arranging plans.
Yes, especially if someone doesn't drive or public transport is difficult.
Let's make a full social plan using many of today's phrases.
Good idea.
Daniel, are you free on Saturday?
I think so. Why?
Mia is coming over in the afternoon, and I thought you could come over too.
That sounds nice. What time?
Maybe around 4. We can have tea, talk, and catch up properly.
Lovely. Do you want me to bring anything?
No, don't worry. Just show up hungry.
That sounds dangerous.
In a good way.
Should I drive?
If you drive, could you pick Mia up on the way?
Yes, I can pick her up, and I can drop her off after.
Perfect. See, this sounds like a natural plan.
Yes, and we used come over, catch up, show up, pick up, and drop off.
Now let's compare a vague invitation and a real plan.
Very useful.
Vague invitation. We should catch up sometime.
Real plan. Are you free for coffee on Saturday?
Vague invitation. You should drop by sometime.
Real plan. Would it be okay if I popped in tomorrow afternoon?
Vague invitation. let's hang out soon.
Real plan. Do you want to meet up on Friday evening?
This is so helpful. Learners need to know not only the phrase, but also how to respond.
Exactly, because the awkward moment is often not the meaning, it's the next step.
The next step, that's very true.
If someone says, we should catch up, you can say, I'd love that. When are you free?
If someone says, drop by sometime, you can say, that would be lovely. Shall we arrange a time?
If someone says, come over this weekend, you can say, that sounds great. What time works for you?
These answers are polite and clear.
And they help you avoid guessing.
Let's talk about tone. If someone says, drop by sometime, how do I know if they really mean it?
Good question. You can look at 3 things: relationship, context, and follow-up.
Relationship. How well do you know the person?
Exactly. If it's a close friend, it may be a real invitation. If it's someone you just met, it may be more polite and general.
And context. Where and why did they say it?
Yes, if you were talking about visiting their new house, drop by sometime may be more real. If they said it quickly while leaving, it may just be friendly.
And follow-up.
If they add details like I'm usually free on Sundays or text me next week, it's more likely to be real.
That makes sense.
If there are no details, it may just be a friendly expression.
So the best thing is to respond warmly but not assume too much.
Exactly.
For example, that sounds lovely. I'll message you.
Perfect. Warm, polite, and not awkward.
Let's do another situation. Someone says, we should get together soon.
That's another common phrase.
Get together means meet socially, right?
Yes, it can mean meet as friends, family, or a group.
For example, our family gets together every Christmas.
Yes, or we should get together for lunch.
If someone says, we should get together soon, again, it's friendly but not specific.
Exactly. You can answer, I'd love to. Are you free next weekend?
Good.
This is really the main lesson today. Friendly English often needs a follow-up question.
Friendly English often needs a follow-up question. That is excellent.
Thank you.
Let's now review some common social situations and what to say.
Okay.
Situation 1. Someone invites you vaguely.
They say, you should drop by sometime.
You can answer, that would be lovely. Shall we arrange a time?
Situation 2. Someone invites you to their home.
You can answer, do you want to come over on Friday?
You can answer, that sounds great. What time should I come?
Situation 3. You meet someone by accident.
You can say, I ran into an old friend today.
Situation 4. You want to reconnect with someone.
You can say, it would be lovely to catch up properly.
Situation 5. Someone doesn't arrive.
You can say, she didn't show up.
Or in British English, she didn't turn up.
You can say, she didn't turn up.
Situation 6. You offer transport.
You can say, I'll pick you up at 7.
And I'll drop you off after the party.
Now, let's do a natural mini dialogue with lots of social phrasal verbs.
Great.
Ava, guess who I ran into yesterday?
Who?
I ran into Sophie at the supermarket.
Really? I haven't seen her for ages.
Same. We had a quick chat and she said we should catch up soon.
That's nice. Did you make a plan?
Not yet. She said I should drop by sometime.
Ah, the mysterious drop by sometime.
Exactly. I didn't know if she really meant it.
Maybe send her a message and say, it was lovely to see you. Shall we arrange a time to catch up properly?
That's perfect. Friendly but clear.
And if she says yes, you can make a real plan.
Maybe I'll ask her to come over for coffee.
That sounds nice.
Or we can meet up somewhere in town.
Even better if you're not sure about visiting her house yet.
Good point. Meeting up in a cafe is less pressure.
Exactly.
This is why social English is not only about words.
It's about relationships, politeness, and timing.
Exactly.
Now, let's review the most useful phrases from today.
Drop by means visit someone for a short time, often casually.
Example, you should drop by sometime.
Pop in means visit quickly. It's very common in British English.
I just popped in to say hello.
Come over means come to someone's home.
Do you want to come over this weekend?
Hang out means spend time together casually.
We hung out at the park.
Meet up means meet someone by arrangement.
Let's meet up for coffee.
Run into means meet someone by chance.
I ran into an old friend yesterday.
Catch up means talk after not seeing someone for a while.
We should catch up soon.
Show up means arrive or appear.
He showed up late.
Turn up also means arrive, and it's very common in British English.
She turned up at the party.
Ask someone over means invite someone to your home.
We asked our neighbors over for dinner.
Stay over means sleep at someone's house.
My cousin stayed over last weekend.
Pick someone up means collect someone.
I'll pick you up at 7.
Drop someone off means take someone somewhere and leave them there.
I'll drop you off at the station.
Now, let's review the social meaning.
If someone says, drop by sometime, don't panic.
It doesn't usually mean right now.
You can answer, that would be lovely. Shall we arrange a time?
If someone says we should catch up soon, you can say, I'd love to. When are you free?
If someone says, come over this weekend, you can ask, what time works for you?
And if you're not sure, just ask politely.
Exactly. Polite questions are your best friend in social English.
Now answer these questions in the comments.
Have you ever misunderstood an invitation in English?
Which phrase was new for you? Drop by, come over, run into, catch up, or meet up?
Write one sentence in the comments.
For example, I didn't know that drop by doesn't always mean right now.
Or, I once ran into an old friend at the supermarket.
Thank you for listening to Smart English Studio.
Learn smarter, speak better.
See you in the next lesson.